don't want to do anything to scare your children. That's the last thing we want to do. That's a direct order. Do it now.
He's been put down, ripped off, cut open. Now, he's unleashed. The American insurgency starts now. This is Rusty Humphries, Rebellion Radio.
Yeah, hello, my brother from another mother. How are you, my sister from another mister? Welcome. My name is Rusty Humphries. This is the Rusty Humphries Rebellion. We are powered by right-wing news. We are also seen on Liberty One TV and some other great web Facebook pages like American Journal Review, and you can also find us on Team Trump One and I Support Barron Trump, a bunch of other great Facebook pages. So I want to hear from you. And do me a favor, share the video, let people know. And the other thing you got to do, the show is sponsored by a great app. It's called the HearMeOut app. And you can download it onto your smartphone, whether it's an iPhone or an Android. And it's like Twitter, except it's audio. And I give a couple of messages a day. And we got to make sure these big social media companies don't destroy our chance of communicating with each other. It's way, way too important. We got to communicate. We have to stay in touch and make sure that we aren't silenced. And I promise you, they're trying to silence us. All right, we are going to go. I'm going to check in with you in just a second, but there's a couple of stories that are breaking that are really, really important. The number one story that's breaking right now, it's stunning. It's a shock, I know, but it appears that every Democrat on the Intelligence Committee has voted against letting Congress see the FISA memo. According to Politics US and politicsnote.com, the loyalty of America's lawmakers is supposed to be to the country and to the truth. People can, of course, disagree about politics, but at the end of the day, all elected officials should serve the Constitution and the people. Looks like the truth has taken a back seat to partisan games in a stunning development to the Department of Justice wiretapping scandal. Every single Democrat, I'll say that again, every single Democrat on the House Intelligence Committee just voted to cover up the evidence of what could be the biggest story since Watergate. And if you ask me, this is much bigger than Watergate. Watergate was awful, and of course, through history, Democrats have done everything they can to make it seem like this was the biggest scandal ever. But this FISA story, weaponizing our government, which is what the Democrat Party did under Obama. They weaponized the government. They weaponized the Department of Justice. They weaponized the IRS. Do you know anybody that the IRS came after when they were going after Tea Party people? I know people. I know a bunch of them. And they did it. And it was disgusting and it was wrong. And we got to stand up to these SOBs. But for some reason, it appears that we're going to just forget about it. No big deal. But let's go back to the story. At the center of the scandal, it's a warrant application filed by the Obama administration to the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Court, commonly known as FISA. Before Trump was elected, the Obama Department of Justice sought permission to wiretap conversations that included American citizens. There is strong evidence that the entire operation was being used to gather information that could be used against Donald Trump in the election, and that a now debunked Russian dossier was used as justification for the warrant. Now, this goes on, and again, this is a story. It's not a surprise. None of this is a surprise. That's the problem. Us Republicans, us people that pay attention, you, me, we all knew this was happening. We all knew that for the Democrats, the ends justify the means. They will lie, cheat, and steal. And that's why this whole thing with Schumer is not a surprise. Now, it might be a surprise to President Trump because President Trump was buddies with Chuck Schumer. Oh, Chucky's not going to hose me. Of course he's going to hose you. It's what he does. He's Chuck Schumer. He's a Democrat. They don't care about the country. They care about their power. Do you agree with me or no? Am I wrong? Do you think I'm being too tough on the Democrats? I say they are putting party above country. I say the Democrats like Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi are putting their politics above our country. They're putting their power and their positions above the American citizen. That's what I think. I think Barack Obama fundamentally wanted to change America. I think the Democrat Party has been taken over by the lefty loons, the crazies, the worst of the worst. And those chickens are coming home to roost. And I'm seeing stuff. Well, of course, Chuck Schumer yanked that offer to fund the border wall because, Donald Trump is just trying to undo everything Obama did. Right. Of course he is. Because Obama was doing everything he could to make America worse again. You see, what the Democrats and what liberals want to do, when you take a look at what it is, and it looks like my little flag is dying. There we go. What's going on with my flag? Here, I've changed flags. Here's the problem with the Democrat Party. It's not Democrats anymore. We used to call them communists. That's who's taken over the party. And they believe that America is at fault in just about everything in the world. And because America's at fault, America needs to be punished, mostly white men. Us crazy crackers. We got to be punished because we are what has caused the ills of the world. Okay? Raymond says, Rusty, I ain't no SOB. You won't call that to my face. Sure I will, Raymond. I mean, if you're a communist, if you are trying to make this country worse by lowering America, of course I'll say it to your face. I'm not a coward. Now, see, you'll call names through the internet. I have no concerns about candy asses like you. My whole body's a weapon. So let's go. I'm in. Roberta says America needs to be strong again. Other countries have people in their government using our president as an example in a good way, finally. And by the way, Roberta, you're right. It's funny. We keep hearing from the Democrats. Oh, and it's mostly people on Facebook that don't really know what it is that they're talking about. Oh, America's hated more and the people around the world hate America. Well, some of the masses who are asses do. The socialists and the communists around the world that are spreading like a cancer around the world, yeah, they don't like Trump. But the leaders of the world, the ones that are actually trying to make the world better for the people and not just for themselves, they like Trump. I met with leaders in Cambodia not that long ago. They love Donald Trump. Met with leaders in England. They love Donald Trump. So again, it is the lie. And I talked about this a little bit yesterday, and we need to talk about it some more. And that is, when you talk to your friends and they say, oh, you're a Republican and Trump is a sexist and a racist and a this and a that and a whatever, right? You have to ask yourself this question, or ask them this question. Because remember, I'm trying to teach you how to persuade your fellow American, your friend. I've got a book. Yes, I'll sell the book. Sure, why not? I'm a capitalist. 7 Ways to Win Political Debates with Your Liberal Family and Friends and Keep Them as Family and Friends. It's only available on Amazon. It's in paperback. It's in Kindle. It's an audio version on Audible. And I love it when people go, yeah, he's just trying to sell his book. No, I'm also trying to sell the Hear Me Out app. See, I'm a capitalist. I love it when people come on here and go, yeah, why are you doing commercials? Because I'm not a communist. Just because Facebook is free and Twitter's free, and by the way, Facebook isn't free if you're an advertiser, I promise they'll take your money. I'm not a communist. So yes, I will tell you, go to the liberty1tv.com website. Subscribe. Be a part of it. Absolutely. Follow the people on Right Wing News. Follow my Facebook page. We should be getting paid. You know why? Because I'm a capitalist. I believe in what made this country great, and it wasn't everything being free like the commies like to pretend, because guess what? People go broke. People go hungry. People go without houses. They got to start doing other things. I'm tired of the commies infecting people's minds, turning into this cancer. And you know what? It's affecting Republicans too. And so when I tell you, I'm trying to help teach you to persuade people. Sonia says there's no persuading communists. There are not. There are some people that if you talk to them long enough, and you've got to be able to be a good judge. If they're just making crap up and they're quoting Rachel Maddow or all that stuff, there's nothing you can do, okay? Just ignore them and move on. I'm talking about your average everyday American. Somebody that has kids, maybe they work a lot. Turn on the TV every once in a while, some stories on Facebook pop up, usually from the left. And they spout a couple of talking points, not because they've been brainwashed, but because they don't got time to learn this stuff. And that's acceptable, okay? Maybe it's somebody that, a family member, a friend. Those are the people we can reach, and that's what's important, okay? And here's what's important to tell them. And it's a question. Do you want to live the lie, or do you want to know the truth? It's the whole take the red pill or the blue pill from the Matrix. We really are living that right now. And it's so easy to swallow the lie. And by the way, the lie feels good. Hollywood, the stuff they talk about. I mean, listen, it's so much easier to say, look at Donald Trump. He is so mean. Donald Trump grabbed the coochie. The latest thing was Stormy Daniels. He's crude. He's mean. And because he's crude and mean, he must be evil. And because he's evil, like Hitler, you've got to fight against him. We've got to do everything we can to get rid of him. And those are all emotional arguments. The Democrats are masters of manipulation. And I want to teach you to help your friends to not be manipulated. And it's by using emotion. We Republicans use too many facts and figures. And we don't reach out to our friends on an emotional level. And that emotional level is, do you want to live being lied to, or do you want to know the truth? And that's up to you. Well, what do you mean? Remember when Donald Trump said that he thought he was wiretapped? Everybody laughed. Yeah. Okay. What if he was right? Well, he's not right. Well, we've got a memo now. And Democrats don't want to release the memo. And it appears the memo proves that Donald Trump was right. Well, wait a second. Wait a second. What do you mean? We have it on good authority that Hillary was lying to you, that Obama was lying to you. Oh, well, how do you know? We know because what we found out since the election, that the Obamas and the Clintons knew Hillary was going to win. There was no chance Trump was going to win. And so they lied and they cheated and they stole and they tried to fool you into voting for Hillary Clinton. And when it didn't work, they tried to fool you into saying that the Russians cheated in the election. And that's not been proven either. Esther says George Soros is probably behind the corruption. Roberta says, Rusty, they released the memo. Have you seen it? I've seen some stuff. I didn't see that. I did not see that it was released. Schumer is a blank. Matt says Americans who want communism are those who want entitlement they don't deserve. They want it all for free, and they think this country won't turn into Venezuela. Brenda says the truth is coming out. Mocha says, no, the host said crazy crackers. That's funny to me. See, that's part of the problem. Back when I was a kid, We used to laugh at each other, at ourselves. All right? It was okay. I'm a white guy, he's a black guy, that's an Asian guy. We didn't care. We joked about each other, and we were friends. I joke with my friends. And now everybody is so, they can't wait to be offended. Everybody wants to be a professional victim now. How does that help our country? How does that make anything better? I remember there was a thing. I don't know if you've ever heard this. Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me. Now it's let's throw sticks and let's throw stones if somebody says a name I don't like. And by the way, I don't know what name you don't like. And I'm supposed to know what it is you don't like. And because you're offended, I have to lose my career. That's what's happening in the world today. And by the way, I may have said it back in 1992. I am no fan of the way liberals have handled things for a long time, and I'm no fan of the way Hollywood behaves. But I don't think somebody should lose their career over something that happened 10, 15 years ago. That's me. We can talk about that. Speaking of that, I do have a question for you. And this is something that goes to the heart of kind of everything. Tony Perkins, he's a friend of mine with the Family Research Council. See if I can find the story. Tony Perkins says that, Anthony Perkins, let me just pull it up here. I'll just paraphrase it here. He basically said, according to a story I just saw, I didn't hear him say it, but this is a story that I saw, that Trump should get a pass on the Stormy Daniels thing, whether it's true or not. Do you have a problem? Let me see if I can find it, because I want to get it right. Do you have a problem with this story that is breaking, been over the weekend, the possibility that Trump had an affair with a porn star back 15, 20 years ago? I'm trying to find it because I want to get it right. Oh, well. See if I can do this search. I don't want to be hypocritical. Is it different than the stuff that Donald Trump did? Yeah, Tony Perkins says Trump gets a mulligan on life in the Stormy Daniels thing. Let me pull this story up, and then I'm going to get your take on it, because it's kind of important. Donald Trump is still the answer to many conservative evangelical leaders' prayers, or at least their continuing grievances. They embrace Trump, the policymaker, despite being uneasy about Trump as a man, says Tony Perkins, the president of the Family Research Council. Perkins knows about Stormy Daniels, the porn actress who claimed in a 2011 interview that in 2006 she had the yum-yum with Trump 4 months after Melania gave birth to their son Barron. He knows of the report that Daniels was paid off to keep the affair quiet. He knows about the cursing, the lewdness, and the litany of questionable behavior over the past year of Trump's life of the 70 that came before him. And Perkins said in his podcast, we kind of gave him an all right, you get a mulligan, you get a do-over here, Perkins said in an interview for the latest episode of Politico's Off Message podcast. The question is do you think that Trump should get that mulligan? Caroline says, past is gone, look at the now. Okay. Aileen says, there's two sides to every story. Leslie says, Pizzagate is what I'm concerned about, not two consenting adults. If you think this blank story is important, you are part of the problem. Okay. Bob says it doesn't bother me. Peter says, I don't have a problem with it. He's a man. Would you have said the same thing about Clinton? Pamela says that was none of our business. He was not the president then. Wesley says Schumer is a pure American doomer paid off by Soros. Helen says, get rid of Democrats. We don't need them. We, the Americans, can do more for America and take the pay they get and put it to Americans. Sophia says, we don't care. Carol Ann says, if Melania forgave him, who are we to judge? Pamela says he wasn't president. David says, should not be anyone's business. Okay, for a moment, you can use all of those arguments for Bill Clinton. Okay, Juanita Broderick, Jennifer Flowers, all of those things were Clinton before he was president of the United States. Monica Lewinsky, he was president then. Jeremy says, water under the bridge. Gerson says, I don't care. Margaret says, amen. Oni says, nothing is wrong with him getting some. Why is anything about Dems only loads in broken videos on Facebook, says Daniel. Scott says, who cares about what happens before he entered politics? Okay. Here is the difference, and some of you are close on it. Number one, Bill Clinton's indiscretions were when he was governor of a state. Okay, he was an elected politician. Pretty much Bill Clinton's entire life, he was an elected politician. And Bill Clinton used his office and used the people that were employed by the state of Arkansas to help cover up his crimes. Donald Trump has never been accused of rape. Bill Clinton has been accused of rape. The other difference is Bill Clinton was a politician. Al Gore a politician. Joe Biden politician. The Bushes are politicians. Ted Cruz a politician. They're all politicians. And their entire lives were about gathering power so they could rule over other people. Donald Trump, whether you like him or not, was gathering power for business and to build things. To enrich himself, yes. But he was not trying to govern others. What's that song, Sunshine Superman? He can't even run his own life. I'll be damned if he'll run mine. I could sing it better, but I don't want to. Donald Trump was not trying to run your life. He was trying to do a TV show. He got a little caught up in ego. There is a difference. I mean, I'm not saying he's right, but everybody knew that Donald Trump was kind of a scumbag before he got elected. I knew it. Did you know it? You didn't know? I knew. And the difference is we voted this guy in believing he'd changed. Okay? I mean, he certainly isn't John F. Kennedy, who couldn't keep it in his pants at all. Number one, we believed he changed and would continue to be a better man. Number one. And number two, we sent him in there to clean up the mess that the jerks before him made, which is why the politicians hate him so much. It's why the left hates him so much. It's why, and the only reason why Republicans are kind of starting to come around is because he's winning. He's beating the Democrats at their own game. And it's about time Republicans don't give in. It's about time Republicans quit caving. And the reason Chuck Schumer lied or changed his mind is because the left is going, you caved. You're not a Republican. Democrats never cave. We don't know what you're doing. And Schumer's going, I don't know how to negotiate with this guy. He beats me. And so what we are seeing is a man who is a businessman, a faulty human being. We're all faulty human beings. We all fall short of the glory of God. A man that didn't come in and say, hey, I'm cleaner than everybody else. Bill Clinton did. Bush did. Obama certainly did. I'm better than everybody else. I ain't done nothing wrong except, just a little pot and a little nose candy and everything else. The accusations of him being on the down low, if you know what I mean. But Trump came to try to clean up the mess. And sometimes you got to have somebody that's willing to get their hands dirty and somebody that is a little dirty on their own to clean up the mess. Now, do I believe that he's a criminal? I do not. Do I believe he colluded with Russia? I do not. I don't think he would know how to. Okay, he wasn't that into politics. He knew how to negotiate. Now, we do know that Teddy Kennedy had a meeting with the Russians trying to get them to help him beat Jimmy Carter. We know that's a fact. Okay? We know for a fact now it was the Democrat, the DNC, that paid for that Russian dossier, and the DNC only got the money if it was approved by the Clinton campaign. How do I know? I read Donna Brazil's book. Donna Brazil was running the DNC. And before Donna Brazil, Debbie Wasserman Schultz was nothing but a puppet for Hillary Clinton. So we have to do the right things. And we have to stop allowing the Democrats who believe in the ends justify the means. We have to stop allowing them to derail our country. Well, golly jeepers, we want to help these poor children, the dreamers. Baby, I'm a dreamer. I'm nothing but a dreamer. Yeah, I'm so special, I'm a dreamer. It's racism. What is happening in the Democrat Party is racism, pure and simple. What they are saying is, if you are of a different color, you do not have to show a birth certificate to get a driver's license. If you are of a different color, a special color, by the way, if you're of a special pure color, you not only do not need a driver's license, you don't have to prove you're a citizen. And now in California, they're going to allow you to start to vote. And that's only for people of a certain color. That is the definition of racism. I certainly have to show ID. My daughter, when she got a driver's license, certainly had to show her birth certificate. Matter of fact, we brought a copy of the birth certificate. Wasn't good enough. We had to go back and get the original. Not in California. But in California, she would have too. But not if she was a special color. La Raza, the race, by definition, is that not racist? Of course it is. So we have to stop allowing racism to fuel the Democrat Party because they believe those racist votes only based on color, those racist votes are going to go to a Democrat Party. By the way, they've forgotten all about the African American. They're just using African Americans now. And it's a shame. By the way, who has a better unemployment rate under Obama or Trump? Of course, it's Trump. Oni says, do something about these people that's killing innocent civilians and children. Peter says it's nobody's business, talking about Trump and possibly, and again, I don't know that it's true about the porn star. I don't. Monica was the only one Clinton was judged for, as far as I'm concerned, says Caroline. That's not true. There was a number of women that claimed that Clinton had raped or abused them, and they did go to, and Trump brought them to a couple of the debates, so they're still out there. Todd says, bring back the Pledge of Allegiance in our school, bring back the Bible, bring back our Sundays for family and friends, bring back common sense, and bring back we the people. To hell with government. You know, the problem with that is our kids don't care. Today's millennials care nothing about anything unless it's on a computer screen. It's shocking. Have you sat down and talked to a millennial lately? They actually think this Tide Pod Challenge is kind of funny and interesting. And the kids I've talked to, I'm thinking about doing it too. Well, you're a dumbass. You are. Linda says, remember Obama gave all the DACA people, almost 2 million family members who came with DACA, they all got Social Security numbers and cards. They can all vote now. Huh? Eileen says, funny, the DACA people protesting in Schumer's front yard tonight in Brooklyn. Yeah, did you see that? That was awesome. Let's see if I can find that video. I had it handy. It's like, if they don't get everything they want all the time, these children, and that's what we're dealing with. We're just dealing with children now. Anybody the Democrat Party is dealing with, it's just children. You know, I'm a college student. I'm an adult. No, you're a child. You don't think like adult. You don't act like adult. You're just acting like a child. And we're not going to listen to you. Let's see here. Here we go. Did you see the Dreamers? storm Chuck Schumer's house at 3 o'clock in the morning or something, and it's hysterical, these children. Here, let me bring it up here. There we go. Okay, here we go. Schumer lives by the arch? Man, that's fancy living. Here, let me fast forward here. Shut it down. Shut it down. Shut it down. Okay, oh, look at the sign. Okay, I talked about this yesterday. See the sign? See the sign here? It's a black sign, says no. And usually those signs are always the same font. Usually they're yellow. These are always paid for, these signs. And you'll see them whenever there's a Black Lives Matter, a Commie March, a DACA March, whatever. These are paid for by the Communist Party USA. Okay? I'm not making it up. This is not some kind of a scare. This is not some kind of a conspiracy theory. That's a fact, Jack. And so always keep an eye on you. Go, oh, the communists paid for this. Okay, that's where the money came from, which is George Soros. Okay? Kent says, we don't care about Trump, what he's doing his job now. Oni says, look up MK Ultra CIA brainwashing technique. Yeah, I watched some of those documentaries on Netflix. Kind of cool. If Chuck won't let us leave or something, I don't know. And by the way, if that was today, wouldn't he be in D.C.? I mean, he's not going back and forth to New York to sleep. I would think he'd be in D.C. right now. That's how stupid these kids are. Maybe I'm wrong, but...
It's time! It's time! It's time! It's time! It's time! Dream Act now! Dream Act now! Not tomorrow! Not tomorrow! Not in 3 weeks! Not in 3 weeks! Not in a month! Not in a month! These are lives that are on the line! These are lives that are on the line! It's not just one person! It's not just one person! It's not just 800,000 people! It's not just 800,000 people! It's more than 11 million families! It's more than 11 million families!
Exactly. Thank you for pointing that out. It's not just 800,000. It's millions and millions and millions of people. Okay? 11 million families. So let's just say 4 people in a family. Let's go. So 44 million people. How do they expect America to just suck in another 44 million people? And then expect you and me to help pay for their food, clothing, shelter, education, and then more bitchin' stuff. They're going to want more free stuff. It's not like these are immigrants going, listen, we want to come to America to be better. We want to be better Americans. We do not want your money. We just want chance. We just want to be Americans. Yay, America. I love America. That's not what they're doing. They're going, gimme, 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 gimme. My parents illegally brought me to this country. That means I've got rights. And because I've got rights, I want to be able to do whatever I damn well please. And I should be able to vote. And you should be able to, and I should be able to vote me free stuff. That's what they're saying. By the way, have you shared the video today? I hope so. Let's see. Michael says, for those who don't remember or forgotten, President Obama and Democrats in 2009 at both houses and the White House promised immigration reform and DACA with a filibuster-proof Congress. Failed to do anything about it. Then Schumer was head of immigration. He did nothing about it, and he could have. Michelle checking in from Jasper, Alabama. Vernon says the rap industry idolized him until he became president. What happened? Talking about Trump. Yeah, it's true. Todd says, I'm spot on. Thank you. Ryan says it's about time Republicans need to grow some huevos. Yes, it's true. The Republicans have been so... Here's the problem. Again, I talked about this a few days ago, Hegelian dialectic. I'm not going to get into the whole thing. But basically, Republicans want to get along. They want to be nice. They want people to say nice things about them in the newspaper. They just want to get along. That was George W. Bush. You know, it was close. I won because of a couple of hanging chads. I beat Al Gore, and I'm going to go in there, and I'm going to work with Teddy Kennedy, and we're going to do No Child Left Behind because we're going to be friends. We're going to have a new era in Congress, and we're going to come together. And it sounds great. And the Democrats are going, sucker, you dummy. Come on into my web because I'm going to soak you for everything I can because you're a dummy. Because I care about nothing but power and my pals and my money. And I want to rule. That's what these Democrats want, these commies. They want to rule. They won't want to govern. They want to rule. Because power to them is more important than anything. And those are the people we need to get rid of. And they use idiots. They use these useful idiots to go on the street and chant and yell and scream and say dumb things because, well, it works. Just a little bit more of this, okay? Just
Spread across. Spread across. 50 states. 50 states. In the country. In the country. They go home. They go home. It's time. It's time. It's time. It's time. For a dream act. For a dream act. Now. Now.
It's time. It's time for you to give me something for free. And don't stop till I've had enough. And it'll never be enough. Gimme. I feel like Cab Calloway. Let's see what's the... Curtis says we're winning. Let me scooch down and see what's on your mind. Deborah says, government has done nothing but keep hardworking Americans downtrodden. Steve says, you are a person who doesn't realize Hollywood and Dems are all Masonic, devil-worshipping, lying people me. Yeah, I don't know what that means, Steve. Sorry. Coe says Democrats use racism for their benefit. Votes. That's right. Todd says the need of the many weed out and many needs of the many outweigh the needs of the Democrats. Spock out. Charlotte says these DACA people are no longer children. They're 30, 40 years old. They're making babies as we speak. Stop DACA. Yeah, that guy didn't look like he was 15, did he? Joyce says, why don't they give these dreamers a set amount of time to become U.S. citizens? If they comply by that time, then send them back. Well, we've done that. And we do that over and over and over and over again. And again, here's my plan. You want the DACA plan? You children want to stay? Okay, here's the deal. Number one, this is the Rusty plan, not the Trump plan. And Schumer won't like it, but it's because it's fair and it's honest and it's in the best interest of the country. Number one, we build the wall first. And I love it when people say, well, we've already got a wall and people can climb over. I saw a Mexican politician. He's on top of the wall, and he's going, yeah, I climbed the wall, and it was easy for me to do, and America's wasting all the money. Well, first of all, why do you care if we're wasting money? And the reason why he was able to climb the wall, because the wall is crappy. It's got all these holes in it. Let's see here. U.S. border. I'm sure you've seen it, but if you haven't been there, it really is. Here we go. Where's border wall? It's shocking on how bad it is. And I live in Arizona, and I've seen this one. Yeah, okay. Here's a big picture of it. Now, this is what I've seen. I have not seen this top part in many places at all. What I've seen is this bottom part where even a tubby guy like me can climb it. This is what it looks like in a lot of places. Like this. Okay, well that's even better. That's not there's no holes there. But this is what I'm talking about. This is what you see in most. Yeah, the Mexican congressman climbs U.S. border fence to show. Okay, let's see if they've got the video. Because the guy's a dumbass. All right, this is ABC. Let's play the ABC video after their commercial. I'll bring it up because again, this idea. Well, you shouldn't build a border wall because Americans, you're wasting money. Well, Mexico, first of all, you should be paying for it, and yes, there is a way to do it. But okay, here, let's bring it up.
Our Chief Global Affairs anchor Martha Raddatz. One of the big issues there at the town meeting is immigration, and of course today you have the Secretary of State and the Secretary of Homeland Security down in Mexico ahead of protests there as well.
That's going to be a very tough meeting, George. Mexico has already said they don't want to be pushed around by America. We can't stress enough how important this partnership is with Mexico. Third biggest trading partner, and we've got Mexico saying, we don't want that wall built, and we're certain.
Well, of course they don't want the wall built because it's good business for them. Because they love America taking in all of the people, paying money, and then the remittances, all the money gets sent back to Mexico. That's a big moneymaker. I mean, I don't know how these Democrats can be so damn stupid. Excuse my language. All right, I guess they don't have that politician. I was trying to find that idiot politician up on the wall. Oh, well. Anyway. Let's see. Don Morrison watching from northern interior of British Columbia, Canada. Hey, Don, how you doing? David says, I've always said Democrats use racism like a credit card with unlimited credit. Yes. Pamela says Schumer needs to retire along with his fellow fossil politicians. That's awesome. Liz says Obama's going down. Christina says, sometimes when you discipline children, they hate you. Pamela says, all this hollering and demanding just makes me want them gone. Liz says, you guys go home. Well, we need you no more. Let's see here. Brandon says, I wish we could educate all these misled folks. It hurts to watch my country, men and women, remove all doubt of their ignorance. Yeah. It is very sad. It's very sad. Another thing that's sad and scary is that the social media giants are doing everything they can to silence conservative speech. It's not a joke. It's not a conspiracy theory. It is indeed a fact. Today, you're lucky to have found me. It popped up on your news feed, and I'm glad you watched, and thank you very much. Please share the video so other people can see it. It's one of the few ways we can go around the gatekeepers of these social media giants. You got to share the video, share the video, share the video, share the video, and give me some hearts and some thumbs ups. If you don't like what I'm doing, give me some frowny faces and sads. I don't care what it is. And tell me your name. Engage. Say something. Type on the computer screen. If you're listening to the podcast, tell your friends, share it on these social media giants. If you don't, they will say, well, there's no engagement. Well, again, there's no engagement because you guys made it harder for us to be found. Thankfully, you, the audience, you're smart enough to go around these social media giants. Now, again, we need you to share the video. Tell your friends that they see and hear the truth. I try to give you the truth every night, 9 p.m. in the East, 6 p.m. in the West, Monday through Thursday. Although this Thursday I'm going to take off. But so this week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You can hear my podcast every day. iTunes, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, any Google Play, any place that they have podcasts. And then I'm asking you to follow me on the HearMeOut app. And why is this important? Because we know it's been proven. James O'Keefe showed what Twitter's doing. We know they are trying to silence our voices. They are trying to make it so that you and I can't connect as easy. And the Hear Me Out app, I know the men who are in charge of it. It's an Israeli company, and they want freedom of speech. And what Hear Me Out is, it's like Twitter, but you talk. 41 seconds is the most. And I go on there and I tell you things funny, interesting, politics, movie reviews, whatever, a couple times a day. And you can do the same thing. It doesn't cost anything. But I'm asking you to please download the Hear Me Out app and follow me, Rusty Humphries. Just type in hashtag Rusty if you can't find me. And follow me and comment. I'm going to have some prizes I'm going to give away, but this is a way that we can communicate if the big social media giants continue to silence our speech, continue to censor us, and they're doing it, and they're doing it right now. So please, please, go on your phone, go to the place where you get apps, and download the Hear Me Out app. Hear Me Out app. It's free. It's easy to download, and you can find me on there. And that way we can continue to communicate, because I don't trust these guys. I don't trust them one stinking bit, and you shouldn't either. Okay? Co thinks DACA is going to be the downfall for Chuck. Stephen thinks it's time to disband the Democrat Party. Sonia says, remember the thousands of unaccompanied minors that the Democrats flooded on our borders while Obama was president? Well, they are also DACA recipients. That's right. The list goes on and on and on of the lying, the cheating, the stealing that's going on right under our noses. And by golly jeepers, it's time that we wake up and we help our friends understand. And we persuade them. We don't fight with them. We don't have to argue with them. We persuade them in ways that help them understand that we are telling them the truth. One way to do it is get my book. I get it at Amazon. 7 Ways to Win Political Debates to Your Liberal Family and Friends and Still Keep Them as Family and Friends by me, Rusty Humphries. It's in paperback and in Kindle. And also, you can download it on Audible. And I read it for you. Isn't that fun? Let's see. Sherry says, dreamers are my grandchildren. These DACA people are illegal. How long to be legal in the United States? DACA is not legal in the beginning. This is one of the Obama disasters. Jenny thinks that the politicians all need to be voted out. I don't disagree. Build the wall, says Robin. Bruce says, I'm not surprised at all. Brenda thinks those people get paid to be protest. Todd says it makes me want to puke. Keith wants to know where ICE is. Brenda says, you're good at this, Rusty. Why, thank you, Brenda. Terry's watching. Kara's watching. Everybody, thank you so much. We'll see you tomorrow night, 9 p.m. in the East, 6 p.m. in the West. Again, follow me. Do it right now on the Hear Me Out app. Download it to your phone and follow me, Rusty Humphries. Find my podcast, The Rusty Humphries Rebellion, iTunes, Stitcher, and all other great places. Find me on Liberty One TV. Go to libertyonetv.com and see what they're doing there. A lot of great shows, great posts. You're going to really like them. And find me on Facebook and at Right Wing News. May God bless you, and may God bless America. My name is Rusty Humphries, and this is the Rusty Humphries Rebellion.